So despite having a superstar quarterback in Joe Burrow, injuries and defensive issues have really prevented the Bengals from reaching their ceiling. Entering the season with high expectations, the Bengals are counting on a healthy Burrow and defensive upgrades, including Dexter Lawrence II, to help them get back to the playoffs and make a serious postseason push. You know, heading into the season, ESPN surveyed league executives, coaches, scouts, and here are the top 10 quarterbacks according to our Jeremy Fowler. Joe Burrow, you can see there, fourth on the list after he was in the top 3 in each of the past 2 seasons. So, Canty, do you believe Burrow is still a top 5 quarterback in this league?
No. And I don't understand why we still have this consensus around Joe Burrow being a top 5 quarterback. I don't get it. First of all, the best ability is availability. In 2 of the last 3 years, Joe Burrow has missed 2 months of the season. And it just so happens to coincide with the Cincinnati Bengals being on the outside looking into the postseason in 3 straight years. I'm tired of all of the Joe Burrow sycophants and all of the people that are in the excuse-making business for this dude. He has this team the exact way he wants it. He's the one that was caping for his 2 wide receivers to get paid top dollar, even though we all said that it was ridiculous when it comes to roster construction. Well, guess what? Joe Burrow has exactly what he wants. And guess what? It's amounted to 0 playoff wins for the Cincinnati Bengals over the last 4 years. Matter of fact, the last time they were in the postseason was 2022. And this dude going into year 7, we're talking about him only being in the postseason twice. I don't understand how we're giving Joe Burrow all of these kudos, all of these accolades, all of this praise for once upon a time making a Super Bowl that they just so happen to lose. Joe Burrow is not a top 5 quarterback in our league.
Well, listen, we're talking talent. I have no argument against your point about the best ability is availability. No doubt about that, all right? But listen, I'll throw this at you, as crazy as it may sound, because, by the way, you know your basketball. And damn it, if I can talk football, you damn sure can talk basketball, okay? Are you going to sit up there and say that Joel Embiid can't ball? You'll say he's never available, but you won't deny his talent and his greatness when he's on the basketball court, even though it's a rarity, because when he's there, you know what your eyes see compared to what others playing his position are able to do. That's exactly what we're able to do with Joe Burrow. We're talking about a guy, best completion percentage in NFL history, and the 4th highest passer rating of all time. That's the Joe Burrow that we're talking about here. And so when I look at him and I see him perform, I know he's had a plethora of injuries. I know his mental state has come into question because of those injuries. We also got to remember he was playing behind an offensive line that ranked 28th. He was playing for a coach that wouldn't take him out of the shotgun and consistently put him in positions to get hurt, where you had people questioning Zach Taylor. We can't forget all of those things, CC. I saw you yourself bringing those things up and how they had to do a better job of protecting them. Not just the offensive line, but schematically in terms of the coach. So all of those things are things that we have to take into consideration as well. I'm just speaking about him as a talent. When he is on the field, behind center, it's hard to find 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League that you say will do a better job than he does flinging that damn football. That's all I'm saying. But you're right about the availability part. But I'm talking about ability.
Okay, are we really going to compare Joe Burrow to Joel Embiid? Come on, guys. Like, this is a young.
I'm not comparing it. I'm just talking about injuries.
Okay.
About injuries.
It's still, I don't feel like Joe Burrow milks or, rests as much as Joel Embiid does. I feel like Joe Burrow, though, has been hit by the injury bug because his offensive line has been so bad, because his defense has been so bad, because of ancillary things.
Oh my gosh.
Jay,
what?
You're being a bit cruel. Let me put it in its proper perspective. Joel Embiid could be invited to First Take. And from the door at the studio, walking to your desk, we got to hope he don't get hurt. That's how bad it is Joel Embiid. You understand? I love him. I think he's an all-world player. But that brother, I mean, you got to roll out the red carpet, open both doors, make sure his elbow, his head, his finger, his foot, something don't crash into something that's going to get him hurt. Walking to your desk in that studio would be a challenge for him to get there healthy. That's how bad his health has been. Joel Embiid is all world when healthy on the basketball court.
Oh, yeah,
but he's
sure.
that injury prone. And unfortunately with Joe Burrow, that's what's been the issue. He's sustained injuries that had him missing a chunk of time. But when he's on that football field, man, there's very few quarterbacks that you could say you'd rather have because that brother can ball.
Well, Stephen A., I got a list of 5 quarterbacks that I'd rather have coming into the season ahead of Joe Burrow. But before we get to that, I do want to address what you're talking about because you're bringing up talent. And I had a Hall of Fame coach tell me, losers talk about talent because they can't talk about winning. That's what it ultimately comes down to. And it absolves them from any accountability for not being able to win when it matters the most. That's why people fixate on talent. What's all of that talent worth if you don't win? And I guess that's the point that I look to with Joe Burrow.
Wait a minute. But that's not entirely accurate. That's not entirely accurate. LeBron James has won 4 titles. He's a 4-time champion. Steph Curry's a 4-time champion.
Stephen A., he went a decade straight of being in the NBA.
Michael Jordan was 6. No, I'm just simply saying that.
Come on now, you just compared Joe Burrow and LeBron James.
I'm only attacking your point. No, I'm only attacking your point that when we don't always talk about talent because we don't talk about winning. Sometimes we talk about talent because everybody's won, and you're still comparing the talent.
But Stephen A., we're not talking about.
Joe Burrow wasn't a Super Bowl.
We don't talk about the talent of LeBron James. We talk about LeBron James catching Michael Jordan for the greatest of all time.
Right.
That's what we talk about.
Right. Exactly.
That's what we talk about. And you know why he can have, and you know why he's in that conversation? Because he wins a lot. He went a decade straight of being in the NBA Finals. Joe Burrow's gone 3 years without being in the playoffs.
Okay, because of injuries. But he's also a dude that beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs when Josh Allen has failed to do it 4 times. Let's not forget that.
So that's his claim to fame.
That is a good claim to fame.
Once upon a time beat Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
What's
your list? Give me the quarterbacks you think are better.
Okay, so if we're coming into 2026, the quarterbacks that I have ahead of Joe Burrow, well, my top 5 quarterbacks, let me say it differently. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, and Drake May.
Drake May. You think Drake May is better than Joe Burrow?
You are on drugs. You got Drake May up there. Something wrong with you. You got to be kidding me. You should get drug tested right now. This should be HR with some kind of bottle or blood test or something to test you. Drake May ahead of Joe Burrow right now? Just because of last season? Oh, it's something wrong with you.
Well, Drake May has only been in the league 2 years. He's only been in the NFL 2 years. And first of all, here's the other thing.
I'm just saying he shouldn't belong on the list.
Stephen A.
Oh, my God.
Drake May and Joe Burrow both have gone to Super Bowls and lost. Drake May was second in MVP voting and got an all-pro second team. Joe Burrow has never made an all-pro team.
We argued it was the easiest path to the Super Bowl we had ever seen.
Okay, he still had to get there, Shay. He still had to win the game.
And what happened when he got there? What happened when he got there? It took Aaron Donald. It took Aaron Donald to close the deal against Joe Burrow and sack him to end the Super Bowl and win a championship. Joe Burrow almost had a Super Bowl championship. And by the way, he's playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. Dude, listen, that's Robert Kraft that owns the New England Patriots, who we just had the pleasure of having on the show this past Friday. That ain't Cincinnati. I mean, the Cincinnati Bengals organization, the fact that he got an AFC championship game and took them to a Super Bowl, that's a miracle in itself. A miracle in itself. Something wrong with you. I don't know what the hell is going on with First Take this week. With these people coming on the show. You, Jordan, I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it.
Stephen A., I'm going to say this, and I'm going to leave it here.
Okay, you better.
I'm going to say this. Joe Burrow and the Bengals are favored in 15 of the 17 games they play. They only match up against 4 teams that made the playoffs from a year ago. If he don't make the playoffs this year, all of the excuse making, injuries be damned, got to be done with Joe Burrow.
Fine.
I'm tired of it.
Fine, this year. Because also, this is the only team in the AFC North that is returning their coach. So there's some consistency there. So that is some positive. We have to break. Coming up here on First Take, should the SEC break away from the NCAA and go on their own? Oh, I can't believe we're having this discussion. We'll head back to SEC Media Days for another heated debate that you absolutely don't want to miss after this.